In 6th grade Spanish class, we will be using a menu for our homework. For the menu, we will have an appetizer, main dish, side dish, and dessert. The appetizer is something everybody has to do and will usually be a speaking activity. The main dish will have 2 or more choices. Usually, the main dish will involve writing or reading. The side dish is going to be traditional types of worksheets that you would see in other classes. There will be 3 or more choices, and you do not have to do all of them. For example, in this one, you only have to pick 2 of the different ones, but you can do them all, and that is encouraged because that will help you with the quiz. Lastly, there is a dessert. The dessert is optional, but it is a great thing to do, especially if you are interested in Spanish, you love to act, or you want to push yourself. For the homework menu number 1, our appetizer is going to be role-playing meeting friends. Students brought in a picture of an animated character, and now they are going to answer the questions as if they are that character. Your goal is to talk to 4 6th graders. They will write their name on page 1. They are going to take turns asking and responding as your character. Pronunciation on this exam will not be graded, but the goal is to sound natural. If you have a robotic voice or talk in English, that is a 1. For example, Me llamo Steve. Vivo en Wanaki. If you have a natural voice but use notes, you score a 2. So if you have this piece of paper in front of you and you say, Me llamo Steve, vivo en Wanaki, that would be a 2. To score a 3, it just needs to be memorized. So you would say, Me llamo Steve, vivo en Wanaki. And you would be able to do that without your notes. You will have the questions in front of you, so you don't need to memorize those. You just need to memorize these 6 questions. The format example will be down here. The example includes Minnie Mouse talking to SpongeBob. For example,
Hola, ¿cómo te llamas?
Me llamo SpongeBob SquarePants. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Minnie Mouse. ¿Dónde vives?
Vivo en una piña. ¿Dónde vives?
Vivo en Disneyland. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
Tengo 31 años. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
Tengo 25 años. ¿Cómo eres?
Soy amarillo y cómico. ¿Cómo eres?
Soy baja y tonta. ¿Qué te gusta?
Me gusta comer Krabby Patties y cantar. ¿Qué te gusta?
Me gusta hablar y tocar el piano. ¿Qué no te gusta?
No me gusta cuando Gary no está. ¿Qué no te gusta?
No me gusta hablar con Sylvester. Adiós.
Adios. For the appetizer, you need to talk to 4 people in 6th grade. For example, if you talk to your friend Jim Bob, he would write Jim Bob for partner 1, and you would write your name for partner 1. You may talk to anyone in 6th grade, even if they're not in your class, because everyone will have this homework assignment. For the main dish in homework menu 1, you are going to write and present a description of a person. You are going to pick one of the following main dish options below. You must follow all of the directions to be complete. Make sure to look at the bolded sentence starters. It is different than the speed friending responses. For your first choice, you will describe an adult. You will type or handwrite it, and pencil is okay. You can make up the person's age if they don't feel comfortable with sharing their age. You will get their signature as well as their reaction. You must read this one to the class. You are going to staple your written response to this packet. For example, if you wrote about Mr. Momarts, you would walk up to him and say, Mr. Momarts, can I read to you a description I wrote of you? Primero se llama Mr. Momarts. Vive en Wisconsin. Tiene 44 años. Además, es simpático y moreno. Le gusta trabajar y leer, pero no le gusta practicar el hockey. For his reaction, he will write down, mi descripción es, my description is, and pick 1 or 2 of these answers, good, bad, horrible, funny, interesting, or fun. In this example, he said, my description is perfect and fabulous. For choice 2, you can describe anyone you want. You must write in pen or type, no pencil. It must be a drawn picture, no clip art. It must show effort and be colored, or it will not be accepted. You will read to the teacher. If you want, you can read to the class instead. You will turn in this picture to hang up somewhere in the room or outside the room. For example, if you wrote about me, primero se llama maestra, vive in the forest, tiene 70 años, además es baja y atlética. Le gusta cocinar y leer, pero no le gusta saltar en trampoline. Extra words at the bottom to help you, such as first, in addition, and but, help to make your sentences more interesting. You will include the bolded words and fill in the blanks there. Next will be the side dish. For homework menu 1, your goal is to identify and write subject pronouns. You need to pick 2 of these worksheets, but I encourage you to do all 4. In the first one, you are going to use pictures to write what the Spanish pronouns are. I, you, he, she, we, and y'all. For choice 2, use these names to figure out the pronouns. For example, Ana is one girl, so she'd be ella. Choice 3 is easy. You just match it. Remember that F stands for feminine, so the word is going to end in A or AS. Choice 4 is exactly what the quiz looks like. There will be no word bank, and yes, spelling counts. You can only have 3 wrong to score a 3. Down here, you are answering in English, explaining to us the difference between to and usted, giving examples of people addressed as to, and examples of people addressed as usted. Lastly, you have your dessert. You are going to explain the difference between you familiar and you formal by performing a really silly skit. In the skit, you must speak with enthusiasm and ask it out, but memorization is totally optional. Yes, you can use costumes and puppets. I have a lot of them. Person A is an adult. You need to talk to them like you're a kindergarten teacher. Person B is a little kid. Try to talk very enthusiastically with a kid voice. What is happening in here is the little kid is learning the difference between to and usted. For example,
Hola, ¿cómo estás tú? Bien.
Since the bell went off, I'll redo that. Hola, ¿cómo estás tú?
Bien, ¿cómo estás tú?
I know, yo soy usted.
¿Cómo estás tú, usted?
I know, yo soy usted, no tú.
¿Cómo estás usted, no tú?
Okay, repite, por favor. ¿Cómo está usted?
¿Cómo está usted?
Muy bien, yo soy formal, chiquitín.
¿Cómo está formal, chiquitín?
Adios.
Adios!
Now you know what to do with your homework menu. If you have any questions, make sure you talk to Maestra before you leave the room. We will always write down the due date so you know when it's due, as well as put it in your assignment notebook. We will also write down when the quizzes are so there's no confusion. If you're still confused, have your parents email Maestra. I'm excited for you to learn!